Have you ever faced an unexpected expense that left you in a financial crunch? Picture this. You're cruising along, life's going great, and then bam, your car breaks down. Or maybe your fur baby decides to eat something they shouldn't have, and those vet bills start piling up. You didn't see this coming, and it's throwing you for a loop. This is the reality for many of us. It's like we're playing a never-ending game of financial whack-a-mole, always trying to keep up with these unexpected costs. Now, what if I told you there's a way to take the sting out of these surprise expenses? Enter the emergency fund, your financial safety net. Let me tell you about Joe. He was sailing smoothly until a sudden health scare came with a hefty bill. But Joe wasn't fazed. Why? Because he had an emergency fund tucked away, ready to swoop in and save the day. Remember, while these expenses may be unpredictable, your reaction to them doesn't have to be. But what exactly is an emergency fund, you ask? Well, imagine it as a safety vault, a stash of savings that you keep for the unpredictable moments in life. It's not for that shiny gadget you've been eyeing or your next vacation, no. It's there to provide you a cushion, a financial parachute, when you're hit with unexpected expenses. Think medical emergencies, sudden job loss, or even a leaking roof. Now, why is it important? Because life, my friends, is full of surprises. And let's be real, not all of them are pleasant. Having an emergency fund can turn a financial crisis into a financial inconvenience. It gives you the freedom to navigate those bumps without plunging into debt or scrambling to find funds. So think of it this way. An emergency fund is like that trusty umbrella you carry around just in case it rains. So an emergency fund is your financial safety net, ready to catch you when life throws you a curveball. Wondering why you should go through all the trouble of setting up an emergency fund? Let's delve into the benefits. First and foremost, an emergency fund gifts you peace of mind. You know, that comforting feeling of security, knowing that you're prepared for life's curveballs. It's like having a financial safety net, ready to catch you if you stumble. Then there's financial stability. With an emergency fund, you're less likely to rely on credit cards or loans when unexpected expenses pop up. That means less debt, less stress, and more control over your financial future. Let's consider Jane, a freelancer. When she suddenly lost her biggest client, her emergency fund was there to cushion the blow. She could cover her bills and had the breathing room to find new work without going into debt. So you see, an emergency fund isn't just about money. It's about securing your peace of mind. So how do you go about setting up an emergency fund? First things first, you need to decide on the amount. Ask yourself, how much money would give me peace of mind in case of an unexpected expense? The general rule of thumb is to aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. But remember, this isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. Your emergency fund should reflect your personal circumstances. If you have a high-risk job or a large family, you might want to save more. If you're single with few financial obligations, perhaps a smaller fund will do. Once you've settled on an amount, set a monthly savings goal. This is where your budget comes into play. Look at your income and expenses. How much can you realistically set aside each month? Even if it's only a small amount like $50, it adds up over time. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, or in this case, a single dollar. Next, choose where to keep your emergency fund. It should be easily accessible, but not so accessible that you're tempted to dip into it for non-emergencies. A high-yield savings account is a popular choice. These accounts earn more interest than a regular savings account, helping your money grow over time. And they typically come with limitations on withdrawals, which can help curb any impulse spending. Finally, make the process easier on yourself. Automate your savings if you can. Most banks offer automatic transfers, so you can set it and forget it. And if you get a windfall, like a tax refund or a bonus at work, consider putting a portion into your emergency fund. It's a quick way to boost your savings without affecting your day-to-day budget. Remember, starting is the hardest part. Once you've begun, you're already halfway there. Trust me, future you will thank. Present you for the financial security and peace of mind an emergency fund provides. Now let's move on to managing your emergency fund. Stay tuned. Now that you have an emergency fund, how do you manage it? Well, it's not a set it and forget it kind of deal. You got to keep a keen eye on it. First, knowing when to dip into your fund is crucial. It's not for splurging on that dream vacation or the latest tech gadget. It's for unexpected expenses like car repairs or medical bills. Second, once you've used some of it, make it a priority to replenish it. Getting it back to its original level ensures you're prepared for the next financial curveball life throws at you. Finally, aim to increase your fund over time. As your income grows, so should your fund. Keep it in proportion with your living expenses. Remember, this isn't just a one-time thing, it's an ongoing process that requires discipline and perseverance. Managing your emergency fund is a lifelong commitment, but it's one that pays off. So let's quickly recap what we've learned today. Life can hit us with unexpected expenses, but a well-stocked emergency fund puts us in a better position to weather those financial storms. It's not just a safety net, it's a peace of mind fund, allowing us to sleep better at night knowing we're prepared for the unexpected. We've also learned that setting up an emergency fund isn't as daunting as it sounds. Start small, make regular contributions, and before you know it, you'll have a stash that can cover 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. Remember, it's not about the amount, but the habit. And let's not forget about managing that fund. It's crucial to keep it liquid and accessible, yet separate from your regular accounts to avoid temptation. In the end, it all comes down to this: financial preparedness. Remember, life is unpredictable, but your finances don't have to be. Start your emergency fund today and secure your financial future.